When my girlfriend told me I couldn't come to her birthday, I laughed at first, thinking she was joking, but the seriousness in her tone quickly wiped the smile off my face. She said her ex would be there, and she didn't want things to feel awkward. It wasn't about me causing a scene, but about her trying to keep the peace. To me, it sounded like she was more concerned about him than about us. That night, I sat in silence, hurt but pretending to understand. I had been with her for over a year, giving her loyalty, time, and love. I had supported her through career struggles, late-night tears, and even when she doubted herself. Yet, here she was telling me that on her special day, I had no place beside her. It was as if all the effort I'd put into the relationship was suddenly invisible. At first, I thought of simply walking away. Why fight for a place where I wasn't wanted? But then, I realized something important. This wasn't just about being excluded. This was about respect. If I let her treat me like an option, I'd always remain one. That was the moment the seed of revenge began to grow. The next few days, I stayed quiet. I didn't argue, didn't demand, didn't even remind her of the disrespect. I acted calm, wishing her good luck with her birthday planning. She assumed I had swallowed the insult, that I was too soft to respond. But she had no idea I was carefully planning a response that would sting harder than any fight could. On the day of her birthday, she left the house early, dressed beautifully, smiling in anticipation. I told her to have fun, keeping my voice calm. As soon as she was gone, I opened my phone and sent out a few messages to friends, colleagues, and even mutual acquaintances. I had booked a private lounge at one of the city's most popular restaurants. That night, while she celebrated with her ex, I would host my own celebration. I didn't call it a birthday party. Instead, I called it a life celebration. I told everyone it was time to toast new beginnings to success and to the people who truly valued loyalty. The response shocked me. People came pouring in, eager to join. By evening, the lounge was filled with laughter, music, and a sense of real friendship. Meanwhile, I started getting messages from mutual friends who had gone to her party first. They told me her ex was indeed there, sitting close to her, and she seemed overly comfortable with him. But as the night progressed, people began leaving her place and heading toward mine. Soon, my party was bigger, livelier, and more talked about than hers. Around midnight, when my lounge was filled with energy and celebration, she finally called me. Her voice was sharp, accusing me of stealing her guests and making her look bad. I calmly replied, "I wasn't invited to your birthday, so I made my own." Seems people preferred being around honesty instead of awkward secrets. Her anger turned into panic when she realized her carefully planned party had become secondary news. Photos from my lounge filled social media. Pictures of me smiling with friends, raising glasses, standing in front of the banner that read "To New Beginnings." She looked like the one excluded now, not me. The next day, she tried to patch things up, saying I had overreacted, that she just wanted to avoid drama, but I had already made up my mind. I told her that love without respect was nothing more than a performance. If she could push me aside so her ex could feel comfortable, then she never truly valued me. Walking away wasn't easy, but it was freeing. I realized that revenge didn't have to be loud or destructive. It just had to make the other person see the weight of their choices. She wanted her ex to feel comfortable. Now she could keep him while I moved on with my dignity intact. In the weeks that followed, I kept hearing whispers. People said her ex didn't stay with her, that he only showed up to remind her of old times. Others said she regretted her decision deeply after seeing me surrounded by people who cared about me. But by then, it no longer mattered. What mattered was that I had stood up for myself without begging for respect. My silence, my calm, and my quiet celebration had spoken louder than any argument ever could. She had tried to erase me from her life's big moment. But in the end, I erased myself and left her to deal with the emptiness. And so, her birthday became a turning point. Not for her, but for me. It taught me that sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction, it's elevation. Rising so high that the person who once looked down on you can't even reach your shadow anymore.